is on section 3.4, which is solving inequalities using addition or subtraction. You're going to find this is very similar to our lessons before and what you already know. But an inequality is a statement that's formed replacing an inequality symbol, such as these two, a less than or equal sign, less than or greater than sign, or it could also be a less than or equal to or greater than and equal to sign between expressions. And the solution of inequality is a variable. It's finding the number that makes the statement true. So it could be A is less than or equal to 5. For any number you plug in that's 5 or below, it will make that statement true. The equivalent inequalities are equalities that have the same solution. So there's your vocabulary, but let me show you what this means through some example problems. So example 1 is writing and graphing an inequality. Graphing meaning putting it on a number line. So helium is the element with the lowest melting point of negative 272.2 degrees C. Write an inequality that describes the melting point, P, in degrees Celsius of any other element. So let P represent the melting point. The lowest melting point is negative 272.2. So in this example, the way you could set this up is that P, which is the melting point of any other element, is greater than or equal to negative 272, because they tell you that helium has the lowest melting point of any element. That means the melting point of any other element must be greater than that. So it must be greater than or equal to negative 272 for any other element. So then our number line, we take a line, we put some dashes on it, label it, and we're going from 0 because it's negative. Our numbers get more negative as you go, but it's about 272 or greater. So we use a filled-in dot if it's just a less than or equal to sign, our dot's open. If it's filled in, that's for if it's less than and equal to or greater than and equal to. So that's why it's filled in here, because we have this sign. So, and it's also greater than, so P is greater than, so that's why it's going to the right. So I want you to practice the following problems and see if you can come up with both an inequality using one of the signs here, as well as creating a number line. The second example is, okay, now instead of having a word problem or something that you're describing, can we actually solve the inequality for the variable? So in this case, if we have y plus 11 is greater than 7, we can subtract 11 from each side, simplify it, so y is greater than negative 4, and then we can plot it. So again, you take your number line, it's an open circle since it's only greater than, and it's greater than negative 4, so the greater than means it's going to be a larger number, so we draw our arrow to the right, and it's over negative 4. So you see, you just use this simple rule that we've used before. We just, instead of having an equal sign, have an inequality sign. So let's try a problem using addition then. So if we had u minus 31 is less than negative 22, we add 31 to each side first. So these cancel out on this side. So we're left with u is less than 9. So we can use this now to plot our graph. So we have our number line, we put an open circle over the 9, and since u is less than, then we're going to draw it towards the 0 and negative 10 direction to our left. So try the following 4 problems on your own and bring them with you tomorrow. Make sure to include a number line with this. And the last example for this is writing and solving an inequality. So how do we use that word problem again? It may be a little different word problem than the first example. So you have 120 minutes this evening to exercise, eat dinner, and clean your room. It takes you 45 minutes to exercise and 25 minutes to eat dinner. So what possible amounts of time can you spend on cleaning your room? You don't have to use the whole 120 minutes, but you have up to 120 minutes to do all of these things. So we can let T represent the amount of time in minutes you spend cleaning your room. So the first thing is write a verbal model. So exercise time plus dinner time plus cleaning time must be less than or equal to the total amount of time you have. Or we can now substitute the numbers. 45 plus 25 plus T is less than or equal to 120. This is going to allow us to solve for T, which will tell us how many minutes you can spend cleaning your room. So we combine our 45 and 25 to simplify our like terms. We can then subtract 70 from both sides, giving us T is less than or equal to 50. So our answer is you can spend 50 minutes or less cleaning your room and still get all three things done within the total 120 minutes. So here's your last practice problem, which is solving a word problem. So you owe your parents $95 because you borrowed them to buy that awesome new iPod or outfit, whatever it was. You currently have $38 in cash. You have $20 in savings, which is in the bank, and a job scheduled for this weekend. So what possible amounts can you earn at the job in order to have enough money to pay your parents back at school? So start by writing a verbal model and then solve it in order to solve your inequality to figure out how much, what's the minimum, and how much could you possibly earn at your job to pay them back. That's all for this lesson. See you tomorrow.